Welcome back to Wine Barrel 4. We're doing the completion on the barrel in this episode. There's our test. The barrel is all complete except for the side vent we're about to mount on it. And this is out of half-inch pipe. And the flange plates have got to be mounted on the side, but because the barrel is curved, I didn't like the way it looks, so we're building a spacer block. It's got to be concaved both ways, vertical and horizontal. So this is, we marked it out and drew the round top and cut it out on a bandsaw, horizontally and vertically. And when you take it all apart, there's your mounting plate. You'll see that it's have a curvature on both sides. And they'll go behind the flange plate and then mount right onto the barrel, so you have a nice flat mount. The same as the hinge plate. Everything should be flat against the barrel. And there's all the pieces that you end up with. And we'll give that a paint on all sides in case any moisture gets behind it. And these are our hangers for the inside of the barrel. So what we've done is we've taken some half-inch copper, polished them up a bit. They're 4 inches long, flattened an inch on the end of them and bent them over a bit. And 3/8 rebar goes inside of half-inch copper perfectly. You want it to move a little bit, and they will be the hangers on the inside of the barrel. And you want them to move, so when we screw them to either side of the barrel, as the barrel expands and contracts, the rebar will float inside of the half-inch copper. And one size fits all, because the smaller one and the top one are smaller than the center. The center will be wider, but they'll mount on the inside of the barrel. There's the barrel there. We put another bung plug in the bottom for air. Did a hanger for our gloves on the outside, and the necessary bottle opener when you're barbecuing. I think it's a requirement. And there's the hangers on the inside, as you can see. So we space them apart, and our racks slide down on top of those. We have our chain, and the lid holds up really well and steady. I also put in alignment tabs on either side, and all this is a piece of half-inch copper pipe that I flattened down and then used a ball peen hammer on it to give it that texture, and then used some brass screws to screw it on the side to decorate it up a bit. The hangers worked out really well. They'll expand and contract as the barrel wants to move. And if you want more racks, all you do is put fire bricks between the racks. There's our outside pipe. You can see how it mounts flush to the barrel. The flat plate goes up against the backer plate we made. So there's only a hole drilled in the bottom of the pipe, not the top. The top is just an offset. Painted the pipe black, but I left the brass and the copper on top. I like the industrial look of it. So it's a half-inch ball valve. A hole there drilled for the temperature gauge. They'll be going in the side of the barrel. And as you can see, the other side, the hangers. There. You can see the hangers on the other side. In the bottom, you can see we have a metal pan on the bottom. The metal pan is the base that you can get for a hot water tank. They got them at the building supply stores or at a plumbing retailer, and it works great. It's just dropped in the bottom of the barrel. You can get them in all different sizes. There's our hangers for the racks and our backing plate for the hinges. Really happy with that. They came out excellent. Very, very sturdy, strong, no wobble in it. Closes and opens nicely. It's probably about 7 or 8 degrees. The top of the lid I have hanging back, and it works perfect. No worries about it coming down over top of you. Can't really see my stainless steel chain anymore. It's turned all black from the smoke. We've had about 4 smokes in it now. It's slowly starting to get black on the inside. Hopefully it'll get all charcoaled on the inside, which won't do it any harm. And there's our offset there again, in the vent pipe going in. And you'll see right at the bottom there's a hole there that's only a 3/4 inch hole to allow the air to come in through that pipe. There's our outside offset. I'll be showing you later how that works. It works really well. We have a 3-foot pipe on it, but if you want a longer one, you can stretch that out farther. But that cools off the smoke enough that you'll get a nice cold smoke. And we cold smoke our jarred salmon and fish before we can it. We cold smoke it for a couple hours just to get that smoky flavor in it. I also do oysters too. We'll be doing a run of oysters in this in the near future. We wait till the fall, and canned homemade smoked oysters are fantastic. There's the boss, the beach boss. Time to go to the beach, Dad. And there's another shot of the legs. A friend of mine wants me to paint them black. I like them in natural, but I guess they look good either way. They'll probably get black through time, but we'll live with them this way. I decided to paint the top of the rim red, so that's just an exterior red paint. And there's a view from this side. You can see the pipe all mounted. It sits up flat and square to the barrel. Well, like I said, that's to bring in some combustion to the smoke. You can open and close it, so as you want the smoke to get hotter or cooler, you can tune that down. I also put another bung in the bottom. There's a test smoke, and that's a cold smoke, so it's coming out through. And we adjust the vent on the top to mount the airflow through, and it works perfect. It just flows right through the meat. We will be doing pork ribs today for supper. So we've made some hangers, and we'll be hanging our pork ribs. Basically just cover them in salt and pepper. There's another barrel. The lid of that opens up, and it's a cooler on the inside. Holds the necessities of barbecuing, and have a chopper block on top. So and the other portion of it, there it is there, smoking away. So we have a hot smoke going, so there's a pan with charcoal and smoking chips on the inside. Right now the barrel, we're not using it as a cold smoker, it's using it as a hot smoker. We've taken off the bong in the side to get lots of combustion in there. And it's been running at 225. When I first put in the coals, it comes up to about 250, and then it comes down, and I can keep it at around 225 for a couple hours without a problem, 2 or 3 hours. So, and there it is there. And that's a perfect temperature to hot smoke, in my opinion. Imagine everybody else has an idea, but it seems to work good for us. There it is there. We've made some copper hangers. Same thing, 3/8 copper tubing, and just shaped as a meat hook. And there's a little S hook that we made so we can pull them out. And they've only been in there for probably about an hour. You see they're starting to pull back from the bone, but they'll turn out really nicely. And there's our lid handle. And it's smoking away. And like I said, it dropped. Open up the lid, it's dropped to 200, but it'll come right back up to about 225. And I can make it hotter if you want, just by closing off the top vent and giving it a little bit more air. So we moved it to a new location down by the barbecue pit. We have a pizza oven there to the right, and we're cold smoking today. We're doing some salmon, so it's using the offset. So we've taken the pan out of the bottom, and this is your 6-inch pipe that goes into the bottom. So we use a chimney to start up our charcoal. We put a hot run in first, and then we top that up with some cold charcoal. We'll throw a handful of charcoal in over top of that. There's a few that don't want to go. You got to grab them. They like to run away. So throw them in. Like I said, just a handful so they'll start to burn. And then once we get those in, and I just get some alder chips, and that's my choice for smoking. There's so many different choices for chips. Alder is one that's used on the west coast here a lot. Just make sure you take the bark off of it. The bark is very bitter, so I peel the bark off of it, and with a spoke shave, just put it in the vise and use a spoke shave, peel off the bark, throw that in there. Should have probably left the gloves on, but I'll persevere. There's no way I'll stop and grab the gloves. There, not a problem. Didn't hurt a bit. So we've got that on. So that's capped. You notice the T. So it goes into the pipe, and it works really well. You see that smoke coming out right away, and works fantastic. So we're cold smoking today, and if you see to the left there, that's my sink outside by the barbecue pit, and it's the other top of the barrel that we made into a cooler, and I made it into a sink. So we're trying to keep in suit with everything. And there's our salmon. So that's being cold smoked, and once it's cold smoked for a couple hours, we'll jar it and can it. Thanks a lot for watching.